No matter what I'm doing, no matter the people that I talk to, no matter who I address anything to or regarding, the thing that everybody's always asking specifically is who's going to win? Is Trump going to win? Just tell me he's going to win. No, seriously, just tell me, is he going to win? Is he going to win? Are you getting that as well? Is he going to win? Oh my God. And I don't blame you because it comes down to the idea of this horror show. This place. Have you ever felt like this? Ever? I don't believe, I honestly do not believe that the people who claim they hate Trump so much ever feared the country falling apart if Trump won, as we do if Kamala wins or is handed the crown, whatever you want to call it. Let me say that again. I don't think anybody truly said, well, he is a businessman. And I mean, okay, some things might even be, I don't know, sort of more effective. They never truly believed that there would be fascism. Never. There was no fascism. What are you talking about? And they actually say things like this. Well, he even said that on the first day he would be a dictator. But these people have no pride. That was a joke. It was retracted as a joke a gazillion times. They have no ability, seriously, to grasp what he said within the context when he was talking to Hannity. He explained it. Everybody knows this. It's obvious. It was a joke. He said it repeatedly as a joke. Nobody ever heard this. Nobody ever listened to the actual context, but they swear to you, as part of their memorized litany of reasons to hate Trump, they actually believe he said, I'm going to be a dictator. They don't mean that, but they say that. They never believed he was going to do anything of the sort. They never, honest to God, believed ever this. I also believe there is not one person alive today who actually, thoroughly, really, truly, actually believes in this thing called, I guess this, how do I say this? This end of abortion. They talk about it. He's never, ever so much as intimated. So what they do is they don't believe what they're saying. They're liars. They're playing a game. They love this. It's like a Hitchcock movie. You love the monster. You love the monster. You truly do. Stephen Lynch, I have no idea what that means, but thank you. None whatsoever, and I'm not going to enunciate those words, keeping in mind algorithms as they are. But thank you nonetheless. Whatever that is, thank you. I know in some circles that's considered quite funny, and I thank you for that. They don't believe this. But I'm telling you, we know for sure if Kamala gets anywhere near it, it's over. Now, the good news is simply this. She's running, and they know this. I am hearing things, I'm watching things, I'm listening things. I'm watching very carefully what is happening. Remember, dear friends, it's 84 days until the election. 84 days. Coming up around the corner is going to be, of course, the convention. And she doesn't know anything. She has said nothing. The only thing she has said so far has been copying Trump as far as taxing tips. I mean, nothing. And Walz, oh my God, did anybody vet this guy? This guy was, talk about fascist martial law. Dictator. Oh, I got you. Dictator. Thank you. Who? Eric Holder claims he vetted him. He's the worst. He is. Are you watching this? Spend some time. Where do you get your information from? Where do you look? Where are you seeing this? But it doesn't really matter. There's a lot of stuff that's. I saw something, 5 minutes of this. I got sick to my stomach. Caitlin Collins, you know, the eyebrows, Miss Funja, Facile Funja. She was on with Colbert. I couldn't watch it. Smiling and loving it. I'm a star. And they mock the idea of CNN. CNN is a joke. I was going to play it. I don't even want to play it. Please watch this. Watch this at your leisure. Watch this at your leisure. Watch it at your own risk of getting sick to your stomach. This is a joke. There's nothing there. And they think that you're going to be able to take all of this momentum into the election by her saying nothing. And September the 10th, it's over for her. Love the t-shirt. As do I, Kenny. As do I. Been a downbeat subscriber since high school. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. It's one of the things that makes me realize that maybe there's some hope to this world. Maybe there's with great music that's out there. Now, let's talk about some things. I mentioned this morning, if you were around, and I'm going to say it again. Ladies and gentlemen, last night was the most important night ever regarding the establishment of Spaces and Elon and Trump, and irrespective of any kind of technical problems, it was monumentally immense, huge, Brobdingnagian. It was bigger than anything. And I tried even today. I really did. It's so interesting. I kind of watch. I do something for a while. I think, okay. I tried to listen to this, and I'm like breaking points for a while, and I realized that, oh, bless her heart, old crystal ball, if Saga ain't there, she no. Now I know why she's good. He carries it. She's it. No. And she kind of wants. I know this is inside. Doesn't really matter. The point is, they were talking about Trump. And I'm thinking to myself, you just don't get it, do you? They're assessing it through their own prism. They don't understand that you look at things the way other people see them, not the way you do. If I go to an event, if I watch NASCAR, I can't imagine sitting in a NASCAR thing watching. But it's huge. So my thoughts mean nothing. My entertainment means nothing. What I like means absolutely nothing. Do you hear what I'm saying? It means nothing to me. What do I think? I'm not going to talk people out of it. I'm not going to say, well, that's stupid. Why? Because I don't think so. So these people don't understand what Trump means. They don't get it. And you can't be a political analyst if you truly don't understand how people are perceived. You don't understand this. You can't say, well, I'm going to be a music reviewer, but I think rap is garbage, and I don't know. No, you're not. You have to understand it. I'm telling you, you're going to see something which is the most important thing in the world. And Trump, I believe, and I hope, has the discipline for him to do this. He has to be very, very ordinary. He has to be very non-Trump. Watch what he says. He has no internal discipline bell, or he doesn't know. He says things about, they don't talk about looks, don't talk about Kamala's looks compared to Melania. Say, don't do this. If you're not talking about, it's a very simple thing. Here's why. You want the following reaction. Okay? Now listen to me carefully. I'm going to say this again to the point where I know you're going to say, oh God, is he going to say it again? Yes, I'm going to say it again. There are three groups of people. Number one. There's a group of people, and these people are loving Trump and will vote for him no matter what. I will tell you that if they arrest him for serial killing, I will vote for him. There is no way. I'm telling you right now. Does that make me demented? Maybe. He is the only person who knows how to deal with these people. He's the only person, and all I want him to do is to destroy more than anything else. More than I don't, how do I say this? I don't even want him necessarily to fix the world as much as I want him to destroy this. The number one fear that I have, and I want you to listen to me, and I think you're the same way. Ladies and gentlemen, Alpha joins us right now. Alpha. Thank you, Alpha squared. Actually, 2 Alpha, be 2 Alpha, not Alpha squared. That would be Alpha times Alpha, which doesn't make any sense. It's 2 Alphas. Alpha. Anyway, thank you. What I fear the most is what's happening to us at the individual level. The individual level. The subterranean street level, what's happening to us socially, sexually, psychologically, intellectually, spiritually. Our country is so lost. It is so gone. It is so lost and so. I mean, everything else we can work around. I work around the Putin thing. I work around that. I work around Israel. Okay, yeah. The taxes. Yeah. But I'm worried about us. And if you have children, dear friends, if you were in the position of having children or looking at this, if you have grandchildren and you look, what's going to happen to them? What has happened to men? What has happened to it? What has happened? I was thinking about this. I think women are sort of kind of okay compared to men. What is happening to men? What's the reason? What do you call this? What is this? What is happening to us? How are people? How is Pete Booty giggity not? What? Why isn't that the reaction of what? And there's nothing to do with sexuality. I don't even care about that. You don't understand it. I don't care. Years ago on 60 Minutes, it was a show. It was an episode about gay. I forget what it was. Danish army, Dutch army, German. I don't know what it was. And there was this guy, and he talked like this. He said, "You gay?" He says, "Yes, sir. I'm gay." Why am I sounding like a pirate? I have no idea. But anyway, he was gay. Had a relationship and a lover or whatever. But when he was sergeant, whatever, he was a sergeant. Maintained his gayness. Maintained who he was. But as Tommy Dash would say, let him fix our country first, then everything else, then everywhere else. Yes, indeed. Evan Webb even says that monk attack on the keys, his music might go well with the times. Give it to me straight, no chaser. Wow. I want to party with you. Seriously. You are so out there and in a good way. And thank you for that. But they had this, and never, sexuality had no, it's never been a problem. It's not that. It's this celebration of weird, of squishy. Have you ever, did you ever shake anybody's hand recently? Remember this? Nobody ever taught us when we were kids. Okay, you're a man. Shake hands. Shake hands. Not that 70s. Even that was, it could be whatever. But there was just this thing of, I don't know what it is. There's something so incredibly strange. In fact, our good friend NSC Security Services, thank you. Thank you for that. There's something weird happening, and we're celebrating it. Every time I get somebody, and I still see this, every now and then somebody will send me an email or something. It says pronouns, him and her. Would you stop that? Just stop that. Would you stop that? Would you once and for all just stop this? Please don't show me your coolness, your conspicuous hipness by showing me this pronoun crap. Nobody does. Why are you doing this? Jamet Riley says, I wish he stopped talking about what he did before and talk about Joe and lay it all on her. He's not running. I wish he stopped talking about what he did before and talking about Joe and lay it all on her. He's not running. You're right about that. Yes, Jamet. Yes, you're absolutely right about that. Go after her. Lay it out. Be vicious. This is the guy. Show people what it's like to have a pair. Go out there and say, you want to play with the big boys? You want to play this, Kamala? You want to do it? Okay. Let me show you. Let me give you an idea of what Xi Jinping will do to you. What Putin will do to you. Because you've got to be tougher than the rest. And if you think you can go out with this word salad, and you notice too, whenever you do hear her and you don't hear her anymore, she's laughing less. She's not herself anymore. They took away her laugh. Dear God. I want you to listen to me very carefully. I ran across this very interesting issue the other day. This notion of maleness. It's fascinating. And I read this article about grip strength and weird things that we're losing. And it made me think, is there anything out there that's available? Is there anything available that people could perhaps use? Any kind of, I don't know, dare I say some type of supplement or product that's safe, that might be able to help things along? Funny you should ask. Let's discuss something that you must have noticed unless you've been in a coma. The relentless attack on masculinity and the celebration of the feminization of men. You heard me. And anyone who speaks out against it is quickly labeled a homophobe or a sexist or a misogynist or someone who exhibits, my favorite, toxic masculinity, whatever the heck that is. In our world, we're bombarded with estrogenic chemicals from plastics and junk food and sedentary lifestyles. Try mentioning this and guess what? Mainstream media will demonize you and normal masculinity as, again, toxic. Testosterone levels have been declining for decades, with a 70% drop among 60-year-olds in 2004 compared to 1987. Sperm count and strength in men are also decreasing exponentially, with a 32.5% decrease in mean sperm concentration in the last 50 years and a striking reduction in grip strength among young men compared to 30 years ago. Can you say devolution? Enter Black Forest Turkesterone with Tongkat Ali limited edition supplement. It combines two of the most potent natural testosterone boosters on the market. Testosterone is a natural anabolic compound that supports muscle growth, improves endurance, and boosts testosterone levels. Now, Tongkat Ali is an ancient, potent, natural herb that has been used for thousands of years to increase testosterone levels, improve libido, and reduce stress levels. Black Forest has said that since this product is limited edition, once this product goes out of stock, it will be out of stock forever. So make sure to purchase yours ASAP. As a Black Forest testosterone with Tongkat Ali user, you will notice a significant difference in energy levels, strength, sleep, and overall well-being. And the best part is, you can try the Black Forest testosterone with Tongkat Ali with an amazing buy two, get one free offer already applied at the website. Use the link provided below, sports fans. Black Forest Supplements is a brand dedicated to bringing back two concepts systematically decried in mainstream media: traditional masculinity and femininity. So check out Black Forest Supplements. Hurry and take advantage of this incredible 48-hour promo. Yes. Now, my friends, I wanted to explain something to you, which is also very important. And I want you to listen very carefully to me. Do you know that there's a lot going on right now that people are still freaking out about this event last night? I'm telling you, they don't like it. Because between the richest man in the world and Donald Trump. And there was this idea, and I mentioned this to you today, where they were saying that people were all of a sudden, they were saying that he was using a lisping sound. There was a lisp. And they kept playing this. And I'm thinking, what is this? Is this his teeth? Why does he sound like that? People today were playing it back and doing all this stuff and realizing, you know what? There was nothing wrong with it. Somebody somewhere did something. I don't know what, but it was driving them crazy. I wonder what his grip strength is. You know what I mean? The power of... Now, today, they were going crazy. Now, the world, though, I was talking to some friends today, and I'm not going to tell you something just that I think you're going to want to know, but I'm going to tell you what I think you will know. You should know. There's a couple of places. I talked to an investor type today, kind of a Wall Streeter. And they are probably, in some respects, the best, how do I say this? The best gauge, the best at being and waxing prescient, dare I say. Debbie says, by the way, she has the questions ahead of time. It doesn't even matter what the questions ahead of time are, Debbie. It won't even matter. Believe me when I tell you that. And she will not have an earpiece. But what Wall Street is saying, thank you, by the way. What Wall Street is saying, without a doubt, specifically is this. They are saying something important. They are saying that he's going to win. Now they want him to win, of course. But the thing is that they are most adept at whoever wins, they're fine with it. Thank you, Daniel Lazarus. Thank you, sir. Whoever wins, they want to know. They will work accordingly. They don't say, this is what I want to happen, so I'm going to predict it happens. No. So already the bettors are seeing it because they're not seeing Kamala. Remember, look at this thing specifically. Don't look at it just as what you want to appear. I think the bit block says, if McDonald's does another collab with Trump, do you think that will get him reelected? I want a McTrump burger. What makes somebody vote for him? Bit, you make up a good point. Andy Amer says she has the answers ahead of time. Doesn't matter what the answers are. That's not what he's going to do. He's going to subvert it. With all due respect, Andy, do you really think that she doesn't know what the questions are? Does anybody here not know what the question? Does anybody here not know what the questions are going to be? There isn't anybody around, any other candidate, anybody who doesn't know the questions ahead of time. Because the reason why is because they actually go and campaign. They say things. She's not doing it. Now, a couple of times he's got to be able to say this. He's got to signal ahead of time what he wants them to do. He's got to be able to tell them what he fears the most. He's got to tell them. Remember when Donna Brazile, the second most boring person, Harold Ford is number one, but the second most boring person ever. Remember when she gave the questions? I think it was Hillary and then others as well. They knew this, but it doesn't matter because he's got to sabotage her. I told you this. Remember, when school comes back and we start having more protests at college campuses, what is her take going to be regarding this and anti-Semitism? They're going to be primarying Ilhan Omar. Apex got the bullseye on her. What'd she say about that? We don't talk about Israel in this country. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. Why do you think that is? Why? Why don't we talk about it? Why is America, why the world is doing nothing but constant debating as far as what is this? Is it genocide? Is it apartheid? It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. Why do you think? Why in the name of God do you think we don't talk about that? Why? What is it? Because it's going to be hitting before you know it. When students go back to school and when it comes up at the convention. Now, right now, as I told you, we've got something very interesting for you to note. And that is this thing called, remember, we've got the electoral maps. Yes, we've got this. And let me see. We've got oh my God. RCP, Real Clear Politics, has still the best stuff available. Let me tell you what we've got right now. Listen to me carefully. These are the ones that are interesting, and they change day to day. In the RCP poll average, it shows Harris by a point. In the five-way RCP, Real Clear Politics average, Harris by almost a point, 0.8. Top battlegrounds, Trump by a point. Favorability ratings, Harris by 3.7. They don't know her. Remember, this is the brand new her, the brand new Kamala. Battleground states, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Arizona, Nevada, North Carolina, and Georgia. The only two, Wisconsin by not even a point, and Michigan by 2.5 points. The rest are Trump. Battleground states. Battleground. Now, why is Michigan important? Ask Rashida Tlaib from Detroit. Ask her. The squad. It is important and critical for Trump to go in and to draw fire, to draw out, to cause dissension, problems among the Democratic voter base. The youngs, the Bernie bros, the ones who believe in the way things used to be, the ones who want a new and actual more progressive OAC type of thing. Watch OAC. She's or AOC rather, or OAC as I call it. Watch what she does. Jamette Riley, ladies and gentlemen, says a big signal to me is business removing billions out of China the past month. Always follow the money. China investments would flourish under Shamala. I'm seeing her saying I'm debating a convicted felon. Yes, she will say that. Watch what happens and watch what Trump will do. Trump will go to China and tell them flat out, which is fine with them. Play with me, be good to us, or you're going to get tariffs like you can't believe, or we're going to go someplace else. We'll go to Japan. I'll go to Vietnam. They can do it. I don't need you for manufacturing and the like. And Jamette, thank you. But remember, there is no Kamala. Remember this. When you talk to friends, when you talk to people you know, when you talk to others, there is no Kamala. Or how bad, as we say in West Tampa. There is no Kamala. There's none. And that's why you've got to ask your friends who are showing this blind and wild-eyed lunacy. My question to you is very simply this, and this is important to note. Ask your friends, who tells her what to do? Ask your friends who claim they're happy with Kamala. Ask them who runs the show. She doesn't. That's the thing. We don't know. With Trump, you get Trump. So just wait. Just wait. Because let me go back to what I said before. What is it going to take for somebody to say, you know what, I'm voting for Trump? Last minute. Independent, undecided, last minute, or people who might have been Democrat, but we've poached. What will it take? Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you, what will it take? It'll take this simple thing. I'm voting for Trump. Damn it. That's it. You know what? He's not that bad. This was not telling me anything. No. This is it. No. That's what it takes. That reaction. You see that? See what I just did? I'm voting for Trump. That fast. Not, oh, I love him. Oh, he's so great. No, you're not going to get that. You're going to get this. I'm voting for Trump. They've got to tell people, this guy is a nut. This guy, Walz, Tampon Timmy, is a nut. You talk about a fascist. This guy, he doesn't like the National Guard when it comes, listen to what I'm saying. He doesn't like the National Guard when it comes to protecting citizens during those BLM and Antifa riots. But he loves the National Guard when it's to shut you up and shut you down and quash your personal freedoms. He loves that. Oh, he's got no problem with that at all. None whatsoever. That's the guy he is. Let me say this again. Everybody said during that whole period of time where we had this biomedical martial law, this biomedical tyranny, he went in, he fired paintballs at people. Did you see this? Are you doing this? Do you go to X? Do you go to Twitter? Do you see this? Do you see this? See what they're going through. Today was superb. I can't believe Twisters is now on TV. We went to see it in the theater. Well, I'm glad we did. An illegal alien is accused of, I'm going to say, assaulting a 15-year-old girl in Massachusetts and was arrested by ICE after being released on a $500 bail. This individual was reportedly flown into the U.S. under a Biden administration program. Flown. The incident has sparked outrage and criticism online, with many expressing absolute anger and concern over the handling of the case by the Biden and Harris policy. And what Kamala should be saying is, guess what? I had nothing to do with this. It's right there. Did you read this about Filiberto Gonzalez, a Mexican national who was in this country illegally, who was arrested for, I'm going to say the word, assaulting a 10-year-old boy in Mississippi? Remember, Kamala is the border czar. And there's case after case after case. A guy I like a lot, it's a fellow named Bill Melugin. He's with Fox News. Damn good. Damn good. Per law enforcement sources, he says, this morning, ICE Boston found and arrested the Haitian immigrant, this illegal, who was arrested and was released on a $500 bail in June after being charged with assaulting a 15-year-old girl in a migrant hotel. He flew into the U.S. via the Biden mass parole program in 2023. We've got to get that word out. President Trump, tell them that. Do you understand that? President Trump, Make sure you do this. Make sure you use the power of this. Make sure you let them know what is happening here. I can't say this any other way than as I've just stated. It's pretty clear to me. POTUS election jeopardy. Don't know what that means, but it's a game I do not want to play. Thank you, Evan. Let's do some more. Harris campaign edits certain ads. The Kamala Harris campaign has been accused of manipulating Google search ads to make it appear as if major news outlets like The Guardian and Reuters and CBS are endorsing her. But this tactic has been criticized for potentially misleading voters and has sparked discussions about the ethics of political advertising on digital platforms. Then many of these platforms have defended the ads, stating that they are clearly labeled as sponsored content and do not violate policies. However, the issue has raised concerns about the integrity of online political advertising and the responsibility of tech companies in regulating such practices. You better be careful from this. Always favoring her. Always favoring her. And then this disgusting event. During a recent episode of Stephen Colbert's show, which I will not watch, I would rather drink bleach. I would rather staple gun my tongue or carpet tack my frenulum to particle board. I'd rather squat over a goldfish bowl, squat over a cactus, pick up loose change the hard way. I'd rather drink bleach, lick a belt sander, than watch the Colbert show. Have I made myself clear? But during a recent episode of this stupid show, he made a comment about CNN being objective, which was met with laughter by the audience. This unexpected reaction sparked a discussion with many people going crazy. In fact, it was, she had on, lo and behold, that Caitlyn, who wants to be the star so bad, she's giggly, and she's giggly. Am I cute? Am I cute? That's what I want to be. I want to be cute. Oh, shut up. These people make me sick. Have I made myself clear in this? But there's other stuff. It's just incredible. Here's this one. A good friend from Libs of TikTok. Lisa Hanson, a small business owner in Minnesota, was thrown into jail for 90 days because she violated unconstitutional certain lockdown orders during that horrible time in our American history. Did you see this one? Tim Walz threw a grandmother in jail for opening her business after he let rioters burn down Minneapolis in 2020. A woman basically defied a lockdown order during that particular time. Do you remember that? This man's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. This is something interesting. This is from Elon. Politico. The nation's best hackers found vulnerabilities in voting machines, but no time to fix them. Well, there you go. There you go. Why don't we use paper ballots? I have no earthly idea. There's a picture. Here we go of this is all on X. It's terrific. Here's Kamala and Bibi, and U.S. proposes an $18 billion military sale to Israel. And when it comes to military, hey, nothing gets in the way of that. Oh yeah. This just saying, have you seen Simon Atiba? Simon Atiba, please follow him on X. I can't say. I'm trying my best. Can you say X? I can't say it. CNN was asking this Kamala spokeswoman, her name is Adrienne Elrod, why Harris can't do an interview today since she has no campaign event and nothing to do. She says Harris has a campaign event on Friday. CNN says they are asking about today, not Friday. And they're starting to ask the questions. It's the most incredible thing anybody's ever seen. Guess how many days Kamala has not answered an adversarial question since becoming the de facto nominee. 24 days. 24 days. And it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. There was this one particular point of black voters in Philly went to NBC to emotionally express how they feel like Kamala and Biden's America is killing them. One reporter asked, by the way, this is our good friend Dom Luker. Reporter asked, how hard has inflation hit you? Black woman responds, it's hitting hard. Another black woman, I blame the federal government at this point. If a working class mom who works as a paralegal cannot buy a $2 bell pepper because it's now $5, another black woman. Imagine a mother living on a food stamp. Imagine a mother who's minimum wage who's on minimum wage, trying to feed children. They're killing us without killing us. If you understand that, they're killing us without telling us they're killing us. They're hurting people in ways they can't help themselves. It's either feed my child or how about feed my children and I don't, but I have to go to work. This is going on and on and on and on. And it's the most important thing in the world. The most important thing in the world. The most important thing in the world. If you look at this one, the only poll. Well, under this one 2024 college, 2024 electoral college, no toss-up states, Trump, 287. He wins. Senate, no toss, Republicans, 51. And it goes on and on. But you're going to have to know where to go look for this stuff. You got to know where to look for this. And the first thing you got to do is you got to make sure that you don't lose your mind. How many of you are losing your mind? Many of you are losing your mind. Crypto Domini, Big Dick out of Chicago says, I'd rather fall out of a tree than watch these jokers. Debbie Gandy says, can he sue all the fake news for defamation? No. And the answer is that he is a public figure. And he would have to show under New York Times against Sullivan, he would have to show that they did it with malice and no. But it's not even defamation. It's funny. Defamation only works if the left is suing you. Then you got to worry about that. Trump has to utilize what happened last night. Every single day, Trump is now using X or Twitter. Now, I wonder what it's going to do to his Truth Social group, because Truth Social, basically, he pretty much made an agreement with them. He said, this is yours, and, you're going to do all this stuff. But, this is important. It's very, very critical, very, very important to note the following. There's how do I say this? There's, if he could do what he did every single day, millions watching, every day, just talk. Because what I liked about it was, believe it or not, it was just him. And I and other people could show him, this is how you answered the question. We'll give you, first of all, we're going to limit this. I want you to be as restrictive. I want you only to talk about policies. Remember, hold your nose and vote for Trump. I'm sorry to say that. Hold your nose and vote for Trump. Nah, I'll vote for him. That's it. No big deal. Vote for him. You don't want her. Vote for him. You'll be better off. That's it. You don't have to like him. Just, that's it. Because our side does this. Yay! I love him. You don't have to love him. No. You don't have to love him. You don't have to love him. You want somebody to listen. You want somebody to listen to what's going on. You want somebody to listen and to understand and to say to those people, remember, who is his audience? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to you again. I'm asking you, who is his audience? His audience only is the undecided independent voter who may not be voting for him now, but wants to hold their nose and say, okay, maybe I'll do it. Kevin says she would be awful for a quarter for the quarter millennium in 2026. That goes without saying. Thank you, sir. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's a very simple message. Very, very simple message. And there's a lot of things. It's a very simple message. I told you this. The most important message you can ever ask is ask a very simple question. Do you want 4 more years of what we've seen? And he's got to make it sound like he's not being mean. The reason why Kamala Harris is involved is that because they know they can use her. And they know that she's not going to put up a fight because she hasn't been groomed. That's a terrible phrase that we normally think of, but she hasn't been taught. She hasn't been instructed. They will hand her a pen and say, Kamala, sign this. What is it? Doesn't matter. Sign it. A deal's a deal. You and Doug will be taken care of for the rest of your life. And they're telling her that you're going to be the first black or Indian or woman, whatever president. You are going to be a star. Do you know what that is? You are going to be the envy. When you leave, ask Obama. Ask how they're doing. He's a billionaire. You know how many houses he's got? He's got the Colorama place. He's got the Martha's Vineyard. He's got property. See, what we'll do is, you got to understand this. When you leave, you're going to get the Netflix deal. That's what you're going to do. You're going to get a deal. You're going to get a Spotify deal, Netflix deal. You're going to write some books. Doug's going to write some books. Nobody will read them. But we'll make sure we'll tell Bezos. Bezos is on board. They'll go straight to number one, even though nobody checks. You're gonna be an advisor. You're gonna be on not boards per se, but believe me, you will see money coming out of. You just won't even know where you've never seen. In fact, you're gonna be in a special category where we don't even count the money anymore. It's just unlimited, whatever you want. Can you imagine being? But you have to do with it. Ask Barry. Spend some time and ask him whether it was worthwhile his playing ball with us. Ask yourself. And don't look at Joe. And Joe will take care of him. If he keeps his mouth shut, believe me, he'll take care of him. Take care of Hunter. Oh, and you're going to pardon Hunter, by the way. Did I tell you that? Oh, yeah, you're going to pardon. If you make it, you're going to pardon. Do you know what this does? Do you know what this does to a Kamala? Freedom says, thank you, Freedom. Nasty Kamala is one smart cookie using Trump policies to make it look like she created everything he says he plans to do. And liberals will eat it up like ice cream. A Marxist can con job at the highest level of evil. Indeed it is, but, my dear friend, Mr. Freedom, or Ms. Freedom, she didn't think of that. They did. They did. Jemet says 24 days. She's in major psychological retuning. Absolutely. What's the first thing you notice if you ever see her? First of all, time goes by so that you forget kind of who she is and what she sounds like. You're not going to hear anything about this laughing. The laughing is what made her. The laughing. Don't you understand? It was the laughing. The laughing is the deal that was the most important. The laughing. That was it. The laughing. It was the joke of jokes. And now it's gone away. Overnight. And wait until they start really picking apart. You notice also J.D. Vance. Nobody's talking about him. Hey, he wore a dress. Or hey, he wears eyeliner. A guy liner, they call it. So does Mick Jagger. So does Keith Richards. You mind that? Is that a problem? Do you know that 40% of men wear makeup every day? Do you know that 40% of men? I did not know. I did not know that. How's our grip strength, though? Oh, my God. Now, what we need to do is remember this. I want you to take it easy because remember, Trump every day could say, where is she? Where is she? I've never seen anything like it. She's like the stealth candidate. She's hiding. Oh, yeah. Just play the border. Just play the border. Play the border. Play the border. Play the Tulsi Gabbard. Oh, and Tulsi Gabbard, what they're doing to her, unbelievable. I mean, this is unbelievable. And I'm not a big Tulsi Gabbard fan until now. Absolutely until now. So, America, I ask you, do you want 4 years of this? Do you want 4 years of somebody unconnected to reality? And that was a hint. Drag queens and remember, it started out very simply. Remember this? It was just, honey, they can't hear you. Oh, okay. Here's what's important to understand. Remember this. It started off very easily before. Very easily. Remember this with unisex bathrooms. Remember that. And then it just took off. Imagine when she goes in. Imagine all of the next CDC, the next Fauci, the next moment, who is it? And Trump has got to bring in Bobby Kennedy. Put him into some cabinet position. Get him off of these ballots. He's no good in New York. It's pretty moot because he wouldn't have won. But get him off this thing. Throw him a bone. And I'm going to say it again. Bobby Kennedy should be running. Everybody's saying this. Everybody of note says he should be running for governor of California. Hell, he lives there. He'll win. But be not mistaken, my friends. What we saw last night was so important. It was so critical. It was the end of the usual as we know it. The end of the usual. Sounds like a Bruce Hornsby song, doesn't it? The end, not the end of the innocence, the end of the usual. It's one of those things which I find so incredibly fascinating. You know what else I love more than anything else? And this is maybe me. Maybe it's me because I'm just, I don't know, kind of in the biz. But did you hear this story today? This was a beaut and a half. Let me read this for you. This was from the Hollywood Reporter. This is the one that I thought was interesting. Paramount TV studios shutting down amid major restructuring and layoffs. The projects will be under the CBS Studios umbrella. The TV and media worlds, as we know them, are collapsing before your eyes. That's why the how do I say this? The media collectively are absolutely freaking out. They have absolutely freaking out. Look at this one. Another one. Tim Walz campaign on possible deployment to Iraq in 2005, then left the National Guard before being sent. Walz's own 2005 congressional campaign touted that the then candidate would go to Iraq if deployed before he now famously ditched the National Guard to allegedly avoid being sent. The March 2005 press release didn't mention Walz's impending retirement from service at the time and was published well before local media reported the possibility of him deploying. The man is a liar. And that's the best part about this. He becomes this horrible, horrible part of this entire world. And what's the most interesting, I think, is that all of a sudden, everybody thought he was the greatest guy. He was affable. He was lovable. He was all this nonsense. And he's a fraud. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, it's beautiful. What are they going to do with him? He's acting like a fool, too. And there's one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to act like a fool. You don't want to act like a fool. You don't want to do something in today's world of social media where people will troll you and laugh at you. Even Kelly McKinnon knows this. Kelly, you know this. Thank you, Kelly. This is beautiful. This is the most important thing in the world. This is the most important thing in the world. And I talked to you about this, and I'm sorry, and I hope you don't think I'm kidding. But I never heard of so much toxic masculinity and men portraying themselves as women. Do you think this just came about? Yes. How come for the longest time, think about this, when we have always been a very open and a very kind of a very liberal, dare I say, society? We really have been. Do you think that these people really, honest to God, really, truly, seriously, are women? Yeah, I'm sorry. Do you think that there are all these people who claim to be this all of a sudden? Do you really think that? Do you really think this? Where did they come from? Where did this? I don't understand it. It's this bizarre world. It's like once they started putting the word out, then everybody became this. I don't understand it. And this is a guy who said, I'm going to think about this, because there's such a number. Don't you understand the number that he had of girls transitioning, or trans males? I didn't even know what the hell it was. Girls born female who identify as male insist upon going into boys' rooms, and he has to put in tampon dispensers so that these miracle men can somehow appreciate the identification with menarche and menses. It's insanity. That you be disqualified right there. That's where most people say, what? This is the vice president. And they picked him. Let me try this again. He's with the National Guard, old blood and guts. He said he was command sergeant major. He wasn't. He was a master sergeant, which is fine. But that's not command sergeant major, which is the highest enlisted rank in the military. And he said, I'm the National Guard. I'm the National Guard. Well, when it came time to turning the National Guard out to protect the great people of Minneapolis, when their town was being burned to the ground, what did he do? What did he do? Did he help them? No. He turned his back on them. He turned his back on them and let it burn. His wife even said she opened the windows to smell the burning. Why? Why she gets a kick out of that, I have no earthly idea. It's bizarre. Listen to what I'm telling you. There is a God who is handing this to you, says, what more do you want from me? We need some more help, because they can still steal the election legally. That's the thing that keeps me up at night. Not necessarily voters, not whether people are going to. It's this thing. It's this plan. It's this idea that Laura, and this stealth GOP, what are they doing about this? And by the way, one more thing about AWOLs, Tampon Timmy. This is a guy who decides that I'm going to send the military to keep people inside in terms of lockdowns and shutdowns, and shoot them with paintballs, paint bags, and paint pellets, and arrest people for daring to exercise their own misguided sense of freedom and personal liberty. Stephen Lynch said, Walz has all the credentials of a lefty VP. That's why he was picked. Think about that one. This guy, and he's so affable, and this sycophantic, lickspittle, bootlicking, obsequious, fawning, brown-nosing media. They act as apparatchiks for these folks. It's disgusting. But fear not, my friends. If what appears to be happening right now, you're going to see this Kamala, this sugar high, this honeymoon kind of say like, well, as a great Peggy Lee saying, is that all there is? Is that all there is, my friend? So let's go dancing. We'll break out the booze and have a ball. Soul 76 Kansas says, I love the smell of burning tires in the morning. I love that. That's she's it. Can you imagine saying that? Can you imagine saying that? Not being just put into some kind of a home immediately for suspicion of being out of their minds. Imagine you telling this. Imagine your grandfather, grandmother, let's say your granddad, or maybe your father, some loved one of yours deceased, and they say, how's it going down there? You don't want to know. What do you mean? Trust me. What's the weirdest thing? Where do I start? How about some dude beat up a woman? I still can't believe it. Beat up a woman in a think about what this does to domestic violence victims. Beat up a woman inside of an Olympic ring, or a boxing ring, and got a medal for it. It's just, where do I start? Where do I start? Kids, and you'll never hear. By the way, do you know how many people are still in jail, in gulags underneath the DC courts? Anybody since January 6th? Are they all accounted for? Are they? Are they all out? What about Ashley Babbitt? Who killed Ashley Babbitt? We know the guy's name. Whatever happened with that? Anybody bring it up? Jim Jordan talk about that? Is there a special bill to compensate them? The way I mean, the Republicans are great for having their little, their little moment of John Kennedy. They don't do anything. They don't do a damn thing. But listen, my friends, we're going to beat these people. You hear what I'm saying? I'm telling you, things look perfect. What Trump did last night, more people said, does Elon think he's cool? That's it with me. You think I'm kidding? That's all it takes. It's all it takes. Do it again, Elon. Do it again. Do it again. And what's she doing? She's hiding. She's saying, do I have to go out? No. Do I have to go out? No. It's like the kid who doesn't want to go to school. Do I have to go to school? Gotta go to school. I don't want to go to school. I got cramps. That's her. She doesn't want this. She just wants to be crowned. She's never done this before. Whenever she says something stupid, they turn to Biden and go, well, he's the president. She says, what do you want from her? Well, now it's all her. And not only does she know what the hell she's got to stop and defend numbnuts over here, Walz, who's saying things that nobody can figure out. Oh, dear God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. We can do this. Wouldn't you love it if I could teach Trump how to do this during the debate? I'm sorry. Heads up. Fire in the hole. Sorry about that. Sorry, Cammie. Sorry about that. Little brief. I like those. You've been to south of the border, yeah? Yeah, remember that? They thought Biden had gas during the horse. I mean, seriously, wouldn't that be something? I didn't do that. Right in the middle. What would they do? And I believe, to all the people, Mr. Trump, what? Was that you? I did. That was not. That was you. What are you talking about? I'm listening to Madam, what's her name? Please proceed. In any event, I'm the daughter. You did that again. I did not do that again. Please. Do you know that I would be the hit? People would love me. You think I'm kidding, don't you? You think I'm kidding. We live in such a weird time of people trolling. They would love this. They would say, did you see that? I would be on every rule. The greatest moments in debate. There were you. And Trump would say, what are you doing? What? Come on, you can do better than that. I don't know what you're talking about. You got me with that lisp. Who knows? Maybe it's the Iranians. I didn't do that either. That wasn't me. Stop it. Oh, I love having the mentality and the sense of humor of a child, but the mentality of a very wise person. Do you hear what I'm saying? Indeed. Soul 76 can, thank you. Stephen Lynch, magnificent work, my friend. Kelly McKinnon, thank you. And Jamette Riley, so kind, so apropos, so perfect. Freedom, you are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? You are so beautiful to me. Kevin, thank you. Debbie Gandy in Tampa, called the Gandy Bridge, Gandy Boulevard. Fred Gandy, I believe, or Grandy, was it? Gopher, who played. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Crypto, Big Dick from Chicago, thank you. Evan Webb, thank you so much. Ken Diazio, don't ever change. I mean that sincerely. Andy Armour, The Bit Block, Daniel Lazarus, Rise Lazarus, Rise. NSC Security Services, thank you. Evan again. Tony Dash, Alpha Alpha, and you, dear friend. Thank you so much. I hope today, thank you, by the way, also those of you who were there, who saw and were there during the afternoon live session. Mrs. L gave an incredible, she told us, listen to this one. Who would have thought of this? Because crime is so bad and so out of control and so nuts, so absolutely nuts, there have been more and more instances of carjacking. And because there's been so much carjacking, many times there have been kids left in, parents who have their kids in the car and they run in for something, and next thing you know, the child is kidnapped. Please do not do that. So is it carjacking? Is it kidnapping? There's a rash of this. Here's her link, my friends. Follow Lynn's Warriors. Click that link right there. It'll take you right to the page. It was a humdinger and a barn burner. Also, my friends, October the 26th, I want to see you at the Cutting Room in New York City, New York's premier venue on the George Lenz will be there. That's it. George Lenz, period. That's it. Remember when Lizzie Solak was there? Oh my God. Jumping on the table. She went from table to table to table, screaming, marching to Pretoria. Something that we shan't forget. There's the link for that one. And the whole limbo thing with the broomstick, very good. I'm telling you. And it was something. All right, my friends. We will see you tomorrow at noon. Special showing at noon. Have a business appointment in the morning. Noon is the time. Noon. Just make a note of that. And always make sure you always remain subscribed to Lionel Nation. Double check. And also Lionel Legal. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious time. We love you immensely. See you tomorrow at noon. And don't forget, until then, remember these final words, this au revoir, this valedictory, this sayonara, this adios. Remember, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Da-da.